When people ask, what is the best or rightful number of chickens to start with as a beginner? Most answers they hear are either too small to make sense or too big to be realistic. Some people say, start with 20 or 50 birds so you can learn. Others say, you must start with thousands for it to be profitable. Both answers miss the real issue, and that is why many beginners fail even when they work very hard. The truth is this: starting small does not automatically mean low risk, and starting big does not automatically mean success or big profit. In fact, one of the biggest mistakes beginners make is believing that fewer birds always means safer farming. In real life, very small numbers often increase your chances of making no profit at all. At the same time, we also see big farms losing money every day. So the problem is not the number alone. What really matters is how that number fits your situation. Things like how much your feed costs, whether you are paying workers or using family labor, how you plan to sell your birds or eggs, and how fast you need your money back. These are the things that decide whether a farm makes profit or not. The number of chickens only works when it matches these conditions. Many beginners start with a very small flock, thinking it will reduce risk. But the truth is that small flocks leave almost no room for mistakes if you want to make a profit. Even though any loss is smaller than on a big farm, a few lost birds, a rise in feed prices, or a small drop in market price can wipe out all your earnings. On the other hand, some beginners try to copy large farms without having the capital, experience, or market to support that scale, and they fail just as easily. The key is to stop thinking in extremes and focus on a size that balances risk, profit, and manageability. In this video, I am not just going to give you a number and tell you to copy it. I will give you a realistic starting range that works for most beginners, and more importantly, I will teach you how to decide the right number for yourself. By the end of this video, you should be able to look at your own situation and confidently say, this number makes sense for me, instead of guessing or copying someone else. One reason this topic causes so much confusion is because people talk about small farms as if they all behave the same way. They do not. Some small farms fail quickly, some struggle without profit, and some quietly make money year after year. The difference is not luck, and it is not hard work alone. It comes down to how the farm is structured. Most small farms fail because they try to operate like big farms but without the scale. They buy commercial feed at retail prices, sell their birds or eggs to middlemen at low prices, and still carry the same basic costs like housing, transport, medication, and losses. When you combine high costs with weak selling power, the math simply does not work. Even if everything goes well, the profit is too thin to survive a single problem. Another issue is that losses hurt small farms much more than people expect. Losing 10 birds in a flock of 100 is not a small issue, it is a serious financial hit. The same loss in a flock of 1,000 is painful, but it does not destroy the business. This is why very small numbers feel safe emotionally, but are actually fragile in practice. However, it is also true that some small farms make good money. These farms succeed because they do not play the same game as large commercial operations. They avoid paid labor by using family labor. They sell directly to customers instead of wholesalers. They keep housing simple and cheap. Some mix part of their feed or use local ingredients to reduce costs. Because of this, their cost per bird is lower and their selling price is higher. That combination is what creates profit, not the small size by itself. The real separator between failure and success is advantage. Every profitable farm, small or big, has at least one clear advantage. When a small farm has no advantage, it is almost guaranteed to struggle. When it has one, even a modest number of birds can work. This is why copying numbers without understanding the reason behind them leads people into trouble. At the same time, it is important to be honest about limits. Even with good management, very small numbers give very small rewards. The income may not justify the time and effort unless the farm grows or becomes more efficient. This is why beginners need to find a balance, not just between small and big, but between safety and sustainability. This brings us to an important realization. Low risk does not mean the smallest possible number. Low risk means choosing a number that gives you enough room to absorb mistakes while still being manageable for your level of experience and capital. Now that we understand why both small and large farms can fail, the real question becomes this: how do you choose a starting number that reduces risk instead of increasing it? The answer is not found in copying what others are doing. It is found in understanding how numbers interact with real-life conditions. For a beginner, risk comes from three main places: slow cash flow, inability to absorb mistakes, and lack of experience. Any starting number that makes these three problems worse is a bad choice, even if it sounds safe. This is why extremely small flocks often disappoint beginners. The money comes in slowly, every loss feels painful, and one mistake can erase weeks of effort. This is also why starting too big is dangerous. Large numbers demand strong management from day one. Disease control must be tight, feed planning must be accurate, and marketing must already be secured. When a beginner jumps into large numbers without these systems, the losses grow very fast. Let's get practical now and talk about the numbers that actually work for beginners. For broilers, a safe and manageable range is usually between 400 and 600 birds per cycle. This might sound like a lot compared to the very small flocks you hear about, but at this number, your fixed costs like housing, feeders, and water systems are spread across enough birds to make the numbers work. Mortality and small mistakes won't wipe you out, and you can complete a cycle quickly, learn from it, and recover your money in just a few weeks. It's fast feedback, and that is essential when you're starting out. For layers, the numbers are a bit different because these birds take longer to produce eggs. A reasonable beginner range is between 200 and 500 layers. This gives you enough eggs to sell steadily and cover your expenses without putting your business under too much stress. Smaller than this, and a single mistake or sudden price drop can ruin your profit. Bigger than this, and you might struggle to manage everything efficiently without prior experience or extra labor. It's important to understand that these ranges are not strict rules. They are just starting points that work for most beginners under normal conditions. You can adjust the numbers based on your own situation. For example, if you have reliable feed, dependable labor, a steady market, and a solid plan, you might start with a few more birds. But if your capital is limited, your market is uncertain, or you are still learning, it's better to start at the lower end of the range. Even with fewer birds, you can make a profit, but you must manage your farm carefully, treat every expense seriously, and avoid copying large farms without the resources to support them. The key is to choose a number that fits your advantage and your situation. Another thing to remember is that the goal is not just to start with the right number, but to learn quickly and grow safely. These ranges give you enough scale to make the farm financially meaningful while still being manageable. That way you get experience, understand how the market works. At this point, you should understand that the right number of chickens to start with is not the same for everyone. It depends on your resources, your market, your labor, and how fast you want to see results. Remember, low risk does not mean the smallest number, and high potential profit does not always mean the biggest number. The best approach is the one that gives you enough scale to cover your costs, enough room to learn without being wiped out, and enough feedback from the market to grow safely. Start in a range that makes sense for you, learn from the first cycles, and adjust as you gain experience. That is the strategy that turns beginners into successful poultry farmers. If you take just one thing from this video, let it be this: understand your own situation, know your advantages, and let that guide your starting number. The birds themselves are simple, but the business around them is not. Make smart choices from the beginning, and you will set yourself up for long-term success. And if you want to learn the safest ways to reduce costs in poultry production, check out the next video on your screen. You can also visit my online store to download beginner toolkits that will help you run and manage your farm profitably. The link is in the description. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss my next video.